Hey guys, Jenna here. Welcome back to my channel where I feature creative and tiny home tours. In today's video, we're featuring a family of 5 that just started living in a renovated school bus. Adventurous by nature, Adam and Nicole founded their relationship on Wanderlust. After they married and started having children, they settled down into a stationary lifestyle and found that something was missing. So they uprooted their lives and resurrected their passion for travel by becoming a full-time nomadic family in an awesome skoolie. But is bus life with kids a challenge they can conquer? Let's find out.
Hi, I'm Gavin. Hi, I'm Jake. I'm Aline.
I'm Nicole.
And I'm Adam.
Welcome to our tiny home. Adam and I met back in 2007. I was a school teacher and I had taken students on a field trip to Japan.
I was working for a company and I'd been there for a little while, and I thought, gosh, it'd be really cool to do something different.
I had said, just find a job anywhere and I'll go teach there. It doesn't matter to me. One night were just talking and we looked online about teaching English overseas. South Korea kept coming up. They had like 30,000 English teachers in their country. And so...
and I didn't even know where South Korea was on the map.
You did not.
I didn't.
So we found a recruiter, and literally 5 weeks later, we had visas, passports, a job. We'd sold all our stuff, and we were on a plane to Korea. We spent a year in Korea, and then our contract ended, and we were like, let's elope. So we did. When we got back to America, we felt like something was missing. Long story short, we ended up pregnant with a baby, and that's where life became American, right? We had everything. We had a 3-car garage. We had a salary that, was keeping us alive. But you know what? There was still something missing, as there always is, because we like change. Our story here begins because then COVID hit. We decided to rent out our house and start our trip because regardless of what we did, we knew that we could educate our kids. We could look within for everything that we needed. Because of COVID, our nomadic lifestyle that we've had all this time was almost for the first time given permission to do. We've been in the bus for about a month now, and that includes renovations.
Somebody else had started the project. A lot of the basic bones were in place. The bus was mechanically sound, but we needed to now take it from that to a livable space for a family of 5.
It took us about 2.5 weeks, and that's it. We spent $46,000 on our bus, and then we probably put another $15K into it.
The Kaja project, where that came about, we thought, oh gosh, wouldn't it be cool to incorporate the name with something from Korea?
Kaja means let's go. Every time we start up the bus to drive it, I always tell the kids, I'm like, 1, 2, 3, and we all yell, Kaja!
We're on the outside with our rig, affectionately named Bumpy by my kids. Bumpy is actually a 2004 Bluebird All-American 40-foot bus. So she's a big girl. She's got a diesel engine, gets a cool 8 miles per gallon on the highway. Got a 100-gallon fuel tank in there, so $300 price tag to fill it up. So just remember, you're moving a whole house. Got the roof rack, which was a big draw for us, professionally installed by a welding team. It also supports the solar panels. There's 8 panels up on the roof. With any vehicle, when we were looking at buses, a big deal for us was to be able to boondock like we are now. And in order to really experience that, having a solar setup was pretty key to us. 2,700 watts of solar power, powered by a repurposed Nissan Leaf car battery. Under here is actually where the entire Leaf battery is set up. We actually had a team of folks put this together for us. They kind of reworked what the original owners had done. What's nice about this rack is I've got the opportunity on this catwalk on the side to walk the entire length of the bus. So if I ever have to check anything out, clean off any solar panels, I do have that access to do that. There is room on the back side of the rack for us to hang out, come up, check out the sunsets, and just hang out up on the roof when it's not too windy. So when we did get this bus, the previous owners had not painted it, but they did all the prep work to get it all ready for paint. So it was fully primed. We wanted to put our own spin on it, really kind of capture, who we are in color on the outside. So we actually went with Sherwin-Williams industrial grade steel and aluminum paint. My daughter actually had picked out some pink paint just because she wanted a heart on the side of the bus. But we ended up doing a little bit more and did the entire length of the bus on both sides and the bottom ballast to add a little color, and we thought it really fit us because it was a nice combination of calming with a little streak of crazy in there. On the exterior, here's our water fill, and if you guys come around here with me, I'll show you where the massive water is that we house and the filtration system. So first thing to note here is we have a lot of fresh water. We've got two 110-gallon freshwater tanks. Something to note with that much water, I think that equates to about 2,000 pounds. That's a lot of extra weight on your bus. So, just throw that into the mix when you're considering where you're traveling, what that's going to do to your already pretty poor gas mileage.
In the very front of the bus when you first walk in, we have our bus door. This was something that we very much did not want to get rid of. It's very authentic to be able to sit in the driver's seat, press a button, and the door goes, whoop, like you're picking up someone. I love it, and it's not something that we wanted to get rid of. The other thing that I wanted to show you guys up in the front, we have them all over the bus. This is called a fireball. We have 5 in our bus, and if there is a fire, we have 1 fire extinguisher, and it's under the sink, and things can happen. So we bought these, and what it is they're filled with fire extinguisher powder. If a flame hits it, then it automatically bursts like a ball, and whatever ignited it will have the fire extinguisher powder all over it. I actually so far have been doing most of the driving. I started and I just keep going because I feel a little bit safe driving it. Ashley from Bus Life Studios told me, she goes, grandmas drive buses, you should be fine. And ever since she said that, it kind of boosted my confidence a little bit. When we got the bus and it was delivered to us, it only had 1 couch, and we knew as a family of 5 that that's just not comfortable for all of us. We actually built this second couch in here. Thinking back, I would have made it much more narrow. It does not need to be this big, but we did it for a few reasons. One is so that there could be enough seatbelts. We have 4 seatbelts installed. I would like to add, honestly, a couple more, because when you're on a long road trip, if 2 kids don't want to sit next to each other, I want them to be able to move away from each other so that there's no argument and it's still safe. But currently we have 3 seatbelts on this side and 1 on the other side. I bought this push pin map of the United States. This is a map of what we've done in our lifetime together as a family. We do a lot of road trips. You can kind of see all the places we've gone, and the few places we haven't, that's something that can help us kind of direct where we want to go this year. This pillow we actually got as a gift for this trip. It came in the mail from one of Adam's cousins actually, and every time we cross a state border we colored in. We've only gone to 2, but it's only been 20 days, so who knows what this will look like in a year, right? But it's fun for us. We got the bus and it had this kitchen already laid out. We did replace the countertops to be butcher block. They had a plywood of some sort on top and it wasn't sturdy enough for our family. So we wanted something that was super sturdy and that we didn't have to worry about being damaged. So we put this, it's from Home Depot. The cabinets are IKEA, just a stock, I think, that you can just pick up there. They had a really big sink in here. This is actually left over from the countertop that we cut off that we just use on top. There are dishes in it because all day they collect underneath and we do the dishes at night to conserve water. That way we're doing them all at once. We also put some Velcro down on the counter to hold things so that when we drive, They don't go anywhere. That was another hack that we saw online. This space under here was meant for a washer and dryer. When we bought it, they had a picture of an LG or something fancy all-in-one washer and dryer, and we thought about buying one, but they're like $1,300. That expense was something we weren't ready to take on at this point. It is plumbed for it. So instead, we put food there because we are a family of 5 and we need a lot of food storage. We don't eat out. We go to the grocery store once every 7 to 10 days, so we needed a place to put things. So on this side of the kitchen, we actually reconfigured it. We moved the cabinets down and we put in a semi-full-size fridge, I guess. We got it at Lowe's. It was very affordable and it fits enough food for, 7 to 10 days for our family. It did come with this induction cooktop, which is kind of cool. It heats super quick. So we have that. And then this is something that we can't live without. We've always had one and I found it at Target and I had to buy a new one just for the bus. This is a waffle stick maker. If you're even not a parent, these are super cool. You can do waffles, you can do brownie mix, you can do anything you want. It's fun to eat and they're super cute and small, which is good for RV life. We wanted to make sure that the front of the bus where we were living was separated from the sleeping space, not only for just, waking up in the morning, but at night when the kids go to bed and we want to spend some time out front by ourselves. So why don't you guys come back and we'll show you the rest of the bus. Here we are in the back of our bus. This is more of like our sleeping, getting ready, quiet time area. When we first got the bus, this was all exposed. It was really important that all the kids have their own sleeping space, a space that they could sit on for quiet time. Our oldest, who's 7, all of a sudden started talking that he needed space. So we wanted to make sure that he had a bed that he could lay on, that was his private property, that he could put something on and no one was allowed to touch. We decided to do a toddler size for our youngest. She's 4. These mattresses are foam 5-inch mattresses or 6-inch. We did install a TV back here and we put it on a rotating arm so the kids could lay in their beds at night and just watch a show or, whatever. It gave us the flexibility of having them in the back and we could be in the front. Across from the bunks on the driver's side of the bus, we have our bathroom. This is a toilet area, obviously. We have the Nature's Head composting toilet. The bus came with that already. We are still trying to figure out how to make it work for a family of 5. I will tell you, this has been one of our biggest struggles on the bus. It's not a big deal, but it is something we're learning to work with. I do find in the bathroom, one of the things that is a little hard is there's not a lot of storage in the bathroom. We have a couple of different areas. This is actually a trick door up here. I'm gonna reach in. You can see it opens and it's stuffed with stuff. Our amazing shower. It is built with flexi grout. This is our master bedroom in the very back of the bus. This is a king-size bed. We did buy a foam mattress with the green tea cooling agent on it because foam mattresses get very hot. So if you are going to buy a foam mattress, they're affordable, but make sure you get one that has cooling in it or else you're going to sweat. I know that many people in buses tend to board up or take out the windows in the back of their bus. I like to think that maybe it isn't a great idea to cover up your windows because the more breezes that you can get in and the more nature you can be surrounded by, that's why we're living in a school bus. We also have a skylight that lets in a lot of light. We'd like to eventually be able to get it to open so we can go up there, but the minute you start doing stuff like that, you have to worry about leaks and things, and that's not something that Adam and I are ready to take on. Underneath our master bed in the back, I ended up buying 10 Tupperwares with lids. They stack on top of each other under the bed. Clean clothes fit perfectly in them. You can see underneath here, everybody has their 2 bins. Everybody has 5 outfits, so that's how we packed.
I think what is unique about us, and I think it's probably the hardest part for a lot of people, is to find that piece of you that can just say, you know what, I'm comfortable with the fact that I don't know how this is going to go. I can think about it all day. I can find every reason in the world to say no to this, but there's only really one way I'm going to ever really know, and that's if we give it a shot. You just have to say, let's go.
Thanks for watching this week's video. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next Friday with an all-new video tour.